Good morning and welcome to another board game breakfast on an unusual day. We just finished a holiday weekend and we're here on a Tuesday morning instead of what is it normally, Monday morning. I'm Eric Summerer.
I'm Chris Yi.
And I'm Wendy Yi.
We haven't practiced this whole multi-studio introduction thing.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Absolutely. Yeah, what direction do we go?
If we go by the
windows
visual,
are flipped.
Then I should have gone up before Chris.
It's true. I'm very disappointed, Wendy.
I don't know what to say.
Be
So
disappointed.
we just finished a holiday weekend here in the States. I had some college friends over with their daughter, and we played a good bunch of games. In fact, played all the way through. I was telling you guys, played through Ziggurat, finished the Matt Leacock, Rob Daviau game with legacy elements. Nice, really cool family game. Really happy with the way that all turned out. Just had a nice, and the weather was pretty good. So it was a good weekend. How about you two?
We got slammed with one of the hardest rainstorms we've had out here in a while.
Yeah, we didn't get any of the hail, but apparently there was hail. Like, some people had some big chunks. I don't know. My mom texted me. She was worried, and I was like, nope, I'm good.
Oh, okay.
Chris got slammed into his face, though.
I did.
That was exciting.
If you see a bruise, it's fading right here on the front of my face. My facial cortex, I believe is the scientific term. We were moving around some stuff. We have to recaulk the floorboards of our house. The many, many joys of moving and
getting new tile.
Yeah.
And not wanting to pay someone to do that labor.
Yeah. So we were adjusting things. I was moving the calyx shelf around as I was trying to kind of work down on the floorboards there. And somehow a game fell off the top of the shelf while I was looking in a sort of a downwardly direction. And its rotation was one such that it perfectly missed the top of my head and instead punched me right in the face.
And the upper lip underneath your nose. Like,
Yeah. So,
who knows?
yeah.
So you got in a fight with a board game. Did you win?
Oh, I fought the law, and the law won 100%.
Yeah.
I was just sitting there on the floor screaming. I was like, ah! Ah! How did I get punched in the face? Ah! So, yes. It
But you
was a
survived,
weekend.
And you're here today
I am
to
here
tell
today.
the tale.
I'm braving this for you, good folks. For you.
Are you pointing to Eric or are you
I
pointing
did-
to the audience?
Both.
Okay.
Yes. It is the same place. For
That's fair.
you. Well, a couple of business items to take care of before we move forward. The first is that in mere weeks, I think we're getting darn close. It's going to be Dice Tower East down in Orlando. You can come play games with us. I will be there. Chris will be there. Wendy will be there. The whole Dice Tower crew will be there. You can come hang out with us and have a delightful time. I'm definitely looking forward to that. But even sooner than that, this is next week. Next week is the Summer Spectacular, and you are going to get we're going to kick it off with a special off-kilter, off-schedule episode of Board Game Breakfast. So we'll be back in less than a week right here in this space to chat with you again and kick off the Summer Spectacular. Lots of awesome stuff on the horizon there, including a tour of my game collection, which I need to film. That's happening today. But yeah, that's going to air as part of the Spectacular as well as tours. I think many people's collections. I think that's the out of studio theme for this Spectacular.
I think so.
So I'm looking forward to that.
Are we going to add the evil board game that smacked you in the face into
It's dead
this
to me.
video, or is it gone?
It needs to be in jail. You got to put it in a little box.
Yeah. We're following the subpoena as we speak. The
Restraining order against the box.
The other thing, I guess we're getting a little bit of an echo on Eric's audio. I'll try adjusting something here as we jump forward. But the other thing, too, you'll be hearing more of Eric's sultry, non-echoey, non-horror voice during the Dice Tower Award nominees. That'll be, I think, the closing thing that we do, possibly. I don't remember the schedule. I got hit in the face by a board game.
I'm pretty sure it's day 1 or day 2.
I got hit in the face by a board game. I got all the excuses to say everything wrong today. So you'll be seeing the Dice Tower Award nominations, which is going to be exciting. And I've had to hear Eric's voice just nonstop as I'm editing these videos together. I can just hear it right now. Best Strategy Game, Monopoly Junior Twilight Edition.
Spoilers. Before Chris spoils anything else, we should jump to our sponsor, Grip Mats. And after that, we got more stuff.
Here we go. This show is sponsored by Grip Mat. These custom playmats come in regular texture or with their custom grip surface, so cards, tiles, chits, and miniatures won't slide around during your games. Make setup a breeze, upgrade your play experience, or just beautify your table with a Grip Mat. Check out their Etsy store to see their huge selection of custom playmats for many of the best games on the market.
Hi, it's Tarrant.
And Stella here from Maple University. Today we have the game that has got the lowest downtime ever that we've played, Fromage.
Yes, which is to say that you're playing simultaneously. So, a very clever little game, this one. Set in France, you're making cheese, building structures that will help you with that, milking cows, all that sort of thing. And the game is played on quadrants of a rotating board. So you take actions in your quadrant while everyone is taking actions in their own quadrants. And then you rotate the board and continue going from there. When you make a valuable placement or try to make a high value cheese or get a lot of resources, the worker you place won't come back for longer. And it does that in a very clever way by having workers that will face in a certain direction. And you take them back when they're facing you. So it's very, very elegant in that way. I don't think any game has done a more simple to manage action queue like that.
Really enjoy Fromage. We've been playing it on Board Game Arena as well. And it's even quicker on Board Game Arena as inherently games could be a little bit quicker with no setup, no pickup and so on Board Game Arena. Yeah, we really enjoy 4 players or 2 players. We haven't actually played 3 players.
Ultimately, it's a clever little tactical placement game, so you're trying to put cheeses into the 4 different quadrants. They score in different geometric configurations, and you're trying to do that as well as score some points on the side for different regions, so it's very clever.
We really enjoy Fromage, and all our friends that play with us really enjoy it, and you don't have to like cheese or eat cheese, although that's optional.
All right, welcome to the Eye Catcher segment here, where we talk about things that have caught our eye over the last week,
Cool
2 weeks, or whatever. And so, in the board gaming sphere, a very, very prestigious award, if you will, known as the German Game of the Year Award, or the Spiel des Jahres, announced the nominees for the awards for 2025, meaning games that came out in Germany in 2024.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
This
It's
is
always confusing.
This is why Tom always refers to the Dice Tower Awards as the 18th annual or the 17th annual, right? Because of that advantage. The disadvantage is I never remember what year any of them go to, and I never remember what number we're on.
Yeah, I was like, what number are we on?
18.
We are on 18.
Remember, Strategy Game of the Year.
Oh, the Dice Tower Awards is
Monopoly
officially an adult.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You too can be in
Cool.
debt. Dice Tower Awards. I don't know.
Wow. Okay, so the lineup here, the nominated games for the Spiel, right, for Game of the Year in Germany, Bomb Busters, Flip 7, and Crackle Oracle by 7 passes. Let's see, Bomb Busters, deduction game about snipping wires, cooperatively as a team. Flip 7, a push your luck card flipping game, and the alleged greatest game of all time. Das beste Kartenspiele aller Zeiten.
It says it on the box in German. It must be real. Mm-hmm. Must be true.
Eric, do you know anything about Crackle Oracle?
I know nothing about Crackle Oracle, but I have played Flip 7 and Bomb Busters. In fact, we played Bomb Busters this past weekend with our friends. And if I had to pick my favorite, it's definitely Bomb Busters. Although I've heard that Flip 7 might be more mainstream and a simpler game, and therefore a better pick for the award itself. But I love Bomb Busters.
Yeah, I was looking up Krakenwagen. What's it called? Crackle Oracle. Mm-hmm. So it looks like it's a drawing game, but you have to follow the little tiny gray lines that are on the sheet of paper that you have. So you can't just draw. You have to follow the strange lines to draw whatever you're trying to draw.
Yeah, sounds like a fun party game. It sounds a bit one note, but also I love plenty of one note games, right? Like,
I also enjoyed drawing party games.
right, like Micro Macro is actually quite a one note game. Look for things, but
Yeah.
I still think tremendously
But
of
there's
it.
murder and intrigue.
Right, maybe there's murder. That looks like a dead body to me.
She's definitely dancing. And she has a tattoo on her arm that says top.
Yes.
So she knows that arm goes on top while dancing.
I'm not the biggest fan of Flip 7. I think it's a pretty I-8 game that I see why everyone else loves. I just don't love it. I think it is a strong contender, but man, Bomb Busters would be such a joyous story to see that one win.
That would be exciting to see that one win. I agree with Eric that I think Flip 7 is more mainstream and does fit this niche better. Though, I don't know. Crackle or Rackle, I still can't pronounce it. That sounds good. It sounds mainstream. It sounds party, good big group game. So
Yeah.
I think they're all good contenders.
The recommendations are always cool to see. Ones that didn't quite get nominated, right? Castle Combo is one that I like. Cities. A couple of other ones don't really know. Agent Avenue, I need to try. The Kinderspiel Award usually goes to, well, the nominees tend to be like one kid's version of a popular game that a lot of people know, and then two other very German games.
Very German. A Wolfgang Warsch game, though.
A Wolfgang Warsch game, yeah.
Top die Torte.
Yeah. Don't call it a comeback. He's been here for years. Yeah, I don't know anything about these other ones here, but Cascadia Junior sounds intriguing. I want to try it, just by nature of it being simpler Cascadia and cute.
Sure.
The bear's all pudgy. It's really cute.
And Cascadia is already pretty simple. Mm-hmm. So I'm curious what they did to simplify it even more.
And then the Kennerspiel nominees.
The big one.
The big one. The connoisseur game of the year. Endeavor, Deep Sea, Far Away, and Loot. Loot is what it's called in English. 3 O's. Neuland in German. Newland, I think is what that is.
Yeah.
This is quite a spread of games right here.
It is. Endeavor definitely seems like the heaviest, right? I haven't played Loot, so I don't know about that, but
It's a fun, simple little tiling game.
okay.
Yeah. Or, it reminds me a little of Through the Desert, and you're trying to, grab stuff from connections of tiles, spread your Vikings out.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. I like it. I haven't played it physically. I've only played it on Board Game Arena, so I want to try the physical game of it because it seems pretty solid. You know what I mean? It's a lot of like spatial. Yeah, you're trying to make connections, all that stuff, but then you're also like that's the shared board, and then on your own board, you're trying to do like one of those city building-ish tile laying games. This wants to go next to these two things. This doesn't want to go there, right? Like that type of stuff. So, I hit the wrong button on something.
Oh,
Oh, no.
Whoop.
Chris just opened the Zoom.
We're not going to worry about that. So anyway, but Far Away. What in the world, man? Like that's kind of the weird standout of this bunch.
It's so light.
Yeah.
That's one I haven't played, so I can't comment on it. But I think Endeavor certainly seems like the heaviest of the bunch.
It does. And that's what's always
Yeah.
kind of odd about this category in general to me is that I feel like it's family weight heavy game. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
a heavier family weight game with a few more rules. And so yeah, Endeavor, I don't know if it will win just because it is the heaviest of them all.
Yeah, it's almost like a safe bet, right? It's like, okay, well, here's the 3 nominees. The heaviest one, just kind of nicks
Yeah.
it. And it's between these other
Yeah.
two.
But it's extremely popular.
It is.
Extremely popular. So maybe it will. Maybe put your votes in now. You don't actually vote for this.
if you vote for, yeah.
Yep. All right. Anyway, that's always cool to see, and I'm excited to see what the winners will be. Last year, they did the first live stream of the actual award ceremony in German, but they also had a live translation into English, and that was really fun to watch. All right. Next
Very
up,
cool.
Wendy. Why don't we go to your eye
Oh, it's me. Okay, this is one I was excited about. I heard about Point Galaxy. So this is the third in the Point series. So you had Point Salad, you had Point Cities, which got a little heavier than Point Salad. And then now we have Point Galaxy. And in this, you're collecting planets and you're going to be trying to meet certain I think you're racing to objectives. And then you are also trying to put your planets in numerical order, and you're collecting galaxies and some other stuff. So it's going to follow very similar basic drafting rules that you have in the other point games, where you take 2 cards and you put them in your tableau in front of you and you do stuff with them, try to meet objectives. So this is what I'm excited about. I liked Point City, I think, the most out of everybody in the office.
I think you did, yeah.
I really enjoyed it. And I felt like it took what Point Salad did and ramped it up to another level in a good way. And so my hope is that this stays kind of that same level. I don't want a heavier game, because at some point it's like, why is it a point game anymore? If it gets too heavy.
0.4x.
Yeah, right. But yeah, it's what I'm excited about. I also love the coloring on there. All the blues and the purples is very pretty.
One of those rocket ships are cute.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think the rocket ships are the objectives you're racing towards.
All right. Very
And
cool.
on to you, Eric.
Cool. Can you hear me? Because I seem to be frozen on my video.
You are frozen on the video, but yes, we can hear you.
I don't know why. I don't know. So it's an audio show.
But
here.
you know what? You froze in a really good position. Like, you just look like
I'm
you're
very
looking off into the sunset. Like, stoic.
Yeah. I'm not sure why, but I will talk about my eye catcher. This is a game I just cannot get away from. I've talked about it on the podcast. I tell it will listen to me. This is a game called Blueprints. And yes, it is a pun about blueprints. In this game, which is available for all sorts of Steam and the Xbox and PlayStation, you are the heir to a mysterious mansion. You will be king of this estate if you room 46 in a 45 room grid, a 9x5 grid, and you are at this building. And every time you open the door, you're given 3 opportunities, 3 different choices for what room is beyond that door. And entrances line up. It feels like a tile laying or resource management game, because you'll need gems and you need keys and you need other resources, money, buy stuff in various rooms, and manage all these resources and leave your options for exploration open as you work your way through the mansion. Ultimately, that goal is just because reaching room 46 is not the end of the game. There are all sorts of overarching mysteries to solve, secrets to discover, chess catalog, all sorts amazing things. I found room 46. I've completed that first task, but then there's so much more. There is a ton of things to look at and decode and take notes on. And I think I'm 40 days in. When the day is over, you run out of footsteps. The mansion resets. And so you have a whole new layout to work. And you can make some permanent changes mansion, but a lot resets in the course of a day when you wake up the next day. Really, really awesome game. If you love puzzles, because it's very board gamey, because you're making these connections with these tiles and then exploring the rooms that you find inside. It's awesome. Fantastic.
It sounds really good. And Loopy here, big shout out. Loopy in the chat says it's free on Xbox if you have Game Pass. I don't know what some of those things mean, but free, I do know.
Well, an Xbox
Game Pass is a
system.
subscription service.
That's something.
Yes.
But yeah,
you can subscribe to Xbox Game Pass and get free games, basically.
Okay, all right. This looks great, Eric. This looks super good. And if you're speaking that highly of it, all right, fine. I might check it out.
Yeah. Does it work? What do you play it on? Do you play it on Steam, PlayStation?
I'm on a PlayStation.
Okay.
But you can play it on lots of things. But yeah, PlayStation 5 for me, and copious notes.
All right.
Cool.
Well, thank you for the recommendation, Eric. Good eye catcher. Folks, we are going to reset Eric Summerer. I'm not sure exactly what happened to his Android battery there, but it is...
It doesn't keep going and going and going and going.
I guess not.
But breakfast will continue going with a new contributor.
This is a segment where we take a look at a board game based on an IP, and I tell you if the IP and the mechanisms match. Today we're looking at Robots Love Ice Cream. What you're trying to do is take your cards. At the beginning of your turn, you will draw 2. You'll choose what you want and then discard one of the cards out. And then you're going to be setting up sats. And this will tell you, depending on what you want to have, I need 2 in a set in order to defeat this guy. I would need 3 in this set in order to beat this guy. So I look through my cards and I say, oh, okay. Okay, so I got 3 browns. So I will discard my 3 browns. And I will defeat this card. It tells me I get 2 Sprinkletons, which are used at the end of my turn. I can get one of these up in order to draw 7 cards into my hand, or at the end of the round, I'm going to be able to buy upgrade cards, which will have a cost on them, and I can have 2 at a time here. And then what you're going to do is, based on the bottom row, you're going to activate. All players disarm a truck upgrade for 1 round. All players lose a Sprinkleton. Little chip moves right to next open spot. All players lose 2. So these will all activate as you're going on. Robots Love Ice Cream is based off a app, and this was a very popular game at one time. I was able to get a copy of it and play through a few boards, and it plays a lot like Space Invaders. So no surprise here that this game also plays a lot like Space Invaders. I was amazed by how closely that this game really plays like the app. It really plays like what it's supposed to be, almost to the point you're like, wow, I just play the app. Well, the app is more about your fingers and being able to shoot the aliens and stuff. This is more of a set collection game where you'd be getting cards and playing it together. This one works really good with like younger gamers, a family atmosphere. I liked it quite a bit. Now, if you have somebody who likes the app or has played the app in the past and likes that, it's going to resonate a little bit more with them. But does the IP and mechanisms match? Absolutely. This is almost exactly like playing the app. Either go play the app or watch a video of it, and you'll be shocked and surprised by how closely this is. It reminds me of Slay the Spire and the aspect that it's so close, it kind of makes you wonder, would I rather play the video game or would I rather play the board game? In this case, I think I'd rather play the board game, to be honest, and they did a really good job with this implementation.
You ever play an app, say like you have like a screen, and it has all these like dots or symbols, and then you get 3 in a shape, and then they pop or they go away, and then they slide down, and then you get 3 in a different shape, and then that happens again. You ever like I guess like Candy Crush, or you ever see like an ad for a game, and it's like you see all these dots and they're all different colors, and then you get like 3 in like a row, you get like 3 in a shape, and then maybe you like press those buttons and then they go away, but it's an ad, so you don't want to push the button because then it takes you to the app store, and then you don't actually want to download the app because it's full of like microtransactions, and you don't really want to get hooked on another game, especially one that's going to end up costing you money in the end, or like the game isn't actually a real game because there's those ads that they're not actual games, and you look at it and you're like, I could play that better than that person, then you click on it, you're like, wait, it's not even a game. Does that ever happen to you? This is a board game called Marvelous, and a lot of people are going to say it's like Potion Explosion, but it's really just that app game with actual marbles. That's it. I'm Jordan. Thanks.
Hey, folks. Oh, yeah. Ooh, I should have muted you before. 1 second. Hey,
We're having technical difficulties with Eric, and so we're going to reset the stream.
Or am I Eric? No, I'm Eric. No, I'm Eric. Yeah, there's multiple of me.
I don't know what's happening right now.
Something odd happened. So, folks, we're going to end this stream here. We're going to start up a Board Game Breakfast Part 2.
Part 2.
So join us over there as we get that done. Apologies about that, and we'll be right back.
See you in a few minutes. Got fixed.
Okay, well, Anyway, we're just going to go ahead and end the stream. Sorry about this.